What's good, everybody? And today I'm going to give you a little rundown of Immersive Theatre. It is the event right now where a lot of you are going to be spending your time grinding it out for the secret letters for Psyche. Maybe you want to just max out all your resources, see how far you can progress in this. And I'm here as someone who has done all 3 acts of the featured repertoire, okay? Right now I'm chilling at trial level 49. I tried a bit of a more repertoire. I quit straight away because it's very obvious you're gonna need to be like at least trial rank 55 to kind of finish this whole thing. But I figured if you're here for like just the bulk of everything, I'm here to kind of give a rundown of what exactly you need and how to do it as efficiently as possible, so you're not wasting your time, you're not wasting your resources. And what worked for me, I've been like basically here for like I shit you not, like 10 hours. I've been like a day or two behind everybody else playing this game. I've been putting in the hours, I've been grinding this out, I've been testing a bunch of things, I've been leveling a whole bunch of characters, and I think I've come to a nice consensus of what is useful for you for Immersive Theatre and how to rip through it without any problems, all without using Psyche. You don't need Psyche to do the event that lets you farm Psyche. That's stupid. Anyone telling you to do that is a moron, and I'm telling you now, you don't need to do that. You don't need to buy Psyche to do Immersive Theatre. It's not that bad. So with that being said, I'm just gonna give you like just basically show you what I use to spam this whole thing. Okay, for classic repertoire, you can kind of use whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you already have leveled and kind of like maxed out enough. You can kind of be chilling just using whoever you have. You don't have to worry about any weaknesses or anything like that. As you can see, I used the MC and I used rhythm. Obviously MC is Lumino, rhythm is, you know, like electro. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter too much. As long as you have, you know, 2 relatively built characters, you'll be fine doing whatever. The real difficulty ramps up in featured repertoire. You have 3 different acts, but the difference here is they have recommended elements. Yes, we actually have element synergies in Duet Night Abyss. And I will say, I'm a little bit annoyed that unless you filled out all of classic repertoire and finished Act 7, you weren't able to see what exactly was in this act. If I was able to see that, oh, in featured repertoire, I'm going to need pyro and animo characters, I would have focused building them while I was making my way through acts 1 through 7 of the classic. But that's just a little nitpick. I thought it was a little bit shitty. I'm not gonna lie, Duet Night Abyss, there's nothing wrong with showing people what's to come in the future, IMO, unless you want them to purposefully waste time. So they grind more. So they play the game longer. So this is why I want to make this video, because stop whatever you're doing. You need to be grinding out and building your pyro and animo characters, and the only ones you need to build is Lynn and Outsider. Outsider you get given for free along with his weapon, and Lynn is pretty straightforward to obtain. You can get her secret letters like from the shop. You can grind her out very quickly. She literally took me, I think, maybe like 2 hours, which I know is an investment, but she took me 2 hours to grind. And then we also have some weapons on her too. We'll get into that. But I highly recommend, if you really want to be comfy. By the way, Lynn is a super comfy character. I shit you not. Lynn is so strong in Immersive Theatre. All you do, you stand there, you press Q, and you hold down your button. That is all you do to use her. You cannot go wrong. With this build, you cannot go wrong with Lynn. Outsider, he takes a little bit more work to really get going and to make sure he's doing enough damage, and he really needs his animo support combat partners to kind of give him enough damage necessary. So he's not as like strong as Lynn, but he can still output enough damage with enough help, and he's more than fine. Like, I managed it no problem. So that's just kind of how it be. Like, kind of it. So Lynn and Outsider, I did all 3 acts with them. Okay, I did all 3 acts. Well, I say that act 1 I didn't. I just kind of brute forced it with the Lumino and Electro character apparently. But when we came to act 2 and 3, it's like, okay, time to shell out the big guns. All you need is these 2 characters for the whole thing and you're fine. So let's get into what exactly they are using and what you can use. Let's start with Lynn. Okay, let's start with Lynn. So I'll show you what I am using on Lynn. For Lynn, she is pretty straightforward. For a melee weapon, you're never going to be touching your melee weapon. You're never going to be using it. It's only there for the weapon skills. And for this, I went for Wayne Wraith because it's straight up 24% skill damage bonus. Okay, that's what it is. You don't need to worry too much about your demon wedges. It's just there for a stat stick. It's just there for the skill damage. What really matters with Lynn is the weapon you choose to use with her, okay? And I've went for Blue Current Pulse. The reason being, like I said, okay? Like I said, for Lynn, all you are going to be pressing is this button right here. Gunpowder Revelry. That is, I don't even have it maxed. That's crazy. Gunpowder Revelry, okay? It's your Q. She stands in place and you hold down a button and she just shoots everything around her for insane, I'm talking insane amounts of damage. So this gun right here, okay, Blue Current Pulse is amazing because it gives you plus 15% to your skill duration. That means a lot in this game mode, right? In this event, okay, when you have to kill as many mobs as possible very quickly, having that skill duration up, which is giving you an insane amount of damage, is basically like, I would almost say it's like required for her. Like, it is required for her to like, I'm not just talking like she just gets by. She comfortably destroys everything. Okay, I will show you, but she literally destroys absolutely everything with this setup. And obviously I have it at 60% crit chance and 630% crit damage. That's a lot. Okay, increases dual pistols damage by 45% for 15 seconds. This gun on Lynn is, I can't tell you how much it's crazy. Because it is. These are the demon wedges that I'm using. It's literally nothing special. You can grind your demon wedges for literally like an hour and a half and have the same ones that I do. It literally takes like minimal effort at all. Crit damage, also we have a trammel, crit damage, trigger probability, crit chance, attack, crit damage, trigger probability, and crit chance. I just loaded her up with crit. I just straight up loaded her up with crit. Obviously, I put some demon wedges on her consonance weapon as well, just to get it up a bit, because that might be useful. My Genimon, I literally just used the Miraculous Bulby. It works. Skill damage taken increases by 3.6% for 10 seconds. It worked. It worked for me, so that's all I could say. But Lynn is an absolute goddamn beast. If you don't have Blue Current Pulse and you don't feel like farming, go with Escrasudo. Go with Escrasudo. It just gives you a lot of skill damage. Just bear in mind, you're not going to have as much uptime on your buff. Okay, on Gunpowder Revelry, you won't have as much uptime, so just be wary of that. Okay, just be wary of that when you do it, but literally, she's more than strong enough to be able to overcome it without it. But Blue Current Pulse and Lynn decimate so much. 630% crit damage. I can't tell you how strong she is. Like it blew, like compared to my other characters, I was like, what was I doing this whole time? Like, it's literally that much of a goated combo. Okay, so definitely recommend this. She's also great for farming. Literally, you jump, press E, things die. Like, it's literally a no-brainer for her. Okay, so that's where it comes. Now, when it comes to her combat partners, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. You are gonna want Margie because of one simple reason, and that is her passive, okay? We have a skill info here, Margie's pep song. Grants attack increase to other allies, and it's a 45% attack boost, which is a lot. We also have increases attack for self and allies, which is another 40% attack boost. So all in all, you're getting 85% attack boost just by having Margie on your team. You don't even have to worry about her. You don't have to level anything else about her, really. I didn't, and it was fine. Her passive's at level 4, okay? but she is an Inferno, a Pyro character, right? So she's gonna go well with Lynn. She's gonna give Lynn an extra 85% attack attack, which is insane, and she's very useful. So I would recommend her as a combat partner, as your, you know, second Pyro. When it comes to Margie's melee weapons and ranged weapons, it literally doesn't matter. I just gave her the standard polearm for attack speed because she does like to use her ult here and there, so that like speeds that up a little bit, but she's not really outputting damage. I've not built her to do damage. It doesn't really matter. She's literally there as like a give me 85% attack. Like that's what she's there for me. So you can kind of throw whatever the fuck you want on her. It doesn't really matter. It genuinely doesn't really matter too much. Just make sure she has enough HP so she doesn't like die, essentially. That's what I did with her. For the second combat partner for Lynn, I went with the MC. I'm gonna be honest, I really enjoy playing as the MC, and if there was like a Lumino like event where Lumino's like kind of like deals more damage for whatever it is, I would use him because I love the way his skills work. But the reason why I also like him as a combat partner is a very simple reason. His buff right here deals Lumino damage to nearby enemies, grants self and allies both ultra shields and incandescence. Now ultra shields are interesting. It basically gives you a little bit more survivability, a bit more shielding. That's not really necessary with Lynn. People aren't dying when you have the MC on a Lynn team. What I am looking for though is incandescence, because that weapon damage is just gonna make Lynn blast even more. Okay, you can kind of see what's happening right now. Everything on this team is just to make Lynn mega goated and busted. Okay, that's what it is. Weapon damage, attack, that's what she needs. And I'm telling you, she hits like an absolute truck. Like she hits like a goddamn truck. Okay, the other passives for the MC are pretty great for everyone. Using flare grants trigger probability to increase for self and allies, and increases weapon damage for self and allies. 8% boost. Okay, 8% boost, which is that's a lot. 8% weapon damage boost. That's kind of a lot. That's kind of a lot. So that's who I would recommend if you're going to play with Lynn. You have your MC, and then you also have Margie. Now let's talk about the Animo side, because the Animo side does require a little bit more planning and thinking than the Pyro side. Pyro side, very straightforward. Farm, you can grind for Lynn, just that easy. Animo side, not quite as much, especially if you don't have like Psyche. But obviously I'm not going to tell you to build Psyche to use in the event that lets you farm Psyche in the first place. Oh, whoever tells you that is a fucking moron. So I'm gonna tell you how you can do the Animo side with Outsider. Yippee! Now, I'm gonna be honest, Outsider requires you to constantly be using your melee attacks. He is all about the melee, okay? He's all about that. Obviously, I have my demon wedges right here. Okay, again, you could farm these all pretty easily, pretty quickly as well. You could observe what I have here. Obviously we have some skill damage, we have some more sanity, some attack, some more sanity. You don't have to worry too much about HP because he works by kind of sacrificing his HP. And we have attack, and then we have some, I just threw on defense. I don't even have the best demon wedges for him. They're mid. They are actually genuinely mid, but guess what? They work. Okay, they work for him. Skills all maxed out as far as you can go. You are gonna want to max Outsider as much as possible. Okay, you are gonna want to max him out because it's gonna be touch and go. It's gonna be a little bit touch and go with him. If you have any introns, now would be the good time to use him. I don't. He's on intro I0, I guess we call it. It's just base Outsider. Now for his weapons, this is where it's pretty interesting. I just used the weapons they gave you for free. That's all you need. I swear on my life on everything. You just need this. Why? Because attack speed. He thrives on attack speed, this character. Everything that gives him attack speed is crazy. Attack speed plus 25%. When dealing damage with this weapon, triggers bonus effect. If the user's HP percentage is below 25%, there's a 45% chance to restore 1.5% max HP. He sacrifices his own HP to do his skills. That's why this weapon works really well on him. Okay, it works really well. But as you can see here, my crit chance is 32%, but my crit damage is 420. You might think, hey, that's kind of a low crit chance. And I would say you are absolutely right. That is low crit chance, but there is a but to this. There is a demon wedge that is very important to get for outsider in this build, and that is utmost. Okay, I don't even have it like upgraded fully yet, but it's very useful because the effect is each combo level increases crit chance by 10%. Now when you're playing outsider, his attacks are very, very fast. You're going to be hitting S rank combo basically the whole time he's like on the field, essentially. And so that's a lot of crit chance. That's what, like D C B A S, that's like what, extra like 40% like crit chance just by him existing and doing what he's there to do. So this is kind of like very necessary for him for this build, because you're gonna want to be critting as much as possible all of the goddamn time. So having this demon wedge and having, you know, more crit chance over here, everything that gives you attack speed and crit damage is also very welcomed on him. That's what I would recommend to build on him, because he needs it. Okay, so put a little bit of time into it. Again, spend some time on your demon wedges and get ones that work for him. But if you're using that weapon specifically, then I would recommend that build. I would also say you could, if you have it, you could use like Psyche's weapon, LPs Abound. You can use this. I'd actually argue this is a better weapon than the one that you get for free, essentially. But hey, if it's a free weapon and it works, I'm gonna tell you to use the free one that works. But if you're gonna get Psyche anyway, and you're dead set on it, and you already have the weapon maybe, or maybe if you're choosing to invest in, maybe you haven't invested in you know, the Exiled Fangs yet, sure, go ahead and level this weapon instead, because it is a little bit better. It is a little bit better than the Exiled Fangs, so you can go ahead and do that. But now, the interesting thing when it comes to the ranged weapons, you're never going to be using his ranged weapon. You're never going to be touching it. You're never going to be using it. So you only really want to equip it, again, a bit like Lynn and her melee weapon, for the stat stick, right? The weapon skills. And this is skill damage plus 24%. It's nice. It's fine in S Crisudo. Again, it's okay. It's nice. It works. That's all I could say, right? It just works. It has, you know, my demon wedges are pretty nice. I have 56% crit chance, 484% crit damage. The attack speed is mega slow, but you're never going to be using it. But if you are struggling with this build and maybe you want something different, or maybe you want to farm something different, there is an alternative option, an alternative weapon. But I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it, because I don't really know who else you would use this weapon for right now. Like, I would be real. And it's this one right here. Sacrosanct Decree. It's a multi-shot plus 37.5%. When this weapon triggers a bonus effect on hit, increases melee weapon damage by 35% for 12 seconds. So it requires you to actually use your ranged weapon, but once you get the bonus effect, which happens, you know, it's going to happen, you get a 35% increased melee weapon damage by 35%, which of course he's doing all the goddamn time. So it's not, it works, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. You know what I mean? If you have it, you can use it on him and it will definitely work. Or maybe you're using Escrisudo on your Lynn. Maybe you have Lynn, but if you have Lynn, just get Blue Current Pulse. Just farm it. It's good. It's a good gun. It's a good gun. But Escrisudo also works. But just something that gives him skill damage, something that gives him melee damage, just something that gives him more attack, like just something. You're not going to be using it for anything else. You're literally going to be that. And for the genie one, use the Shroomy, because it gives you some Animo attack bonus and some max HP, which is what he needs. So that's awesome. Double thumbs up. Now, what about his combat partners? Who are you going to be using for combat partners? Now, here's the thing. When you have Outsider and you're using it on the Animo side, you are going to want as much Animo help as possible. So I just threw him with all the Animo partners, essentially is what I did. I'm going to list to you right now what exactly they are.
Filbert, wakey wakey.
Truffle and Filbert, yes. We have Truffle and Filbert, okay. Okay, it's listen, adorable. Okay, adorable. The reason why is because of this skill right here, Trotter's Trot. Because this skill right here, Trotter's Trot, actually increases damage to everybody in the team, essentially. Right, we see right here, while the skill is active, heals Truffle and allies, increases their damage. And we see right here, we have a damage boost of 61% for 6.36 seconds. 61%. It's straight up just damage boost. Straight up damage boost for 6 seconds when this skill is used. So you can try and time it, I guess, when you see you know, Filbert doing like this skill. Maybe that's when you know to sync up like an outsiders like you. I don't know. I just spam it whenever I have 2 fangs up, to be honest. But like, you could try. But that's very nice. So this is really what you're gonna want to be leveling. So level this as high as you can. Everything else, I've leveled some of the buff as well, simply because I noticed that the AI uses it. So I'm like, okay, the AI is using it, I might as well level it. So I actually tried to relatively like get up Truffle level, but as you can see, everyone that I use is 60, and I've given everyone demon wedges because why not? It takes 2 seconds. It literally takes 2 seconds. Again, in terms of like melee weapons, I literally used whatever was free. I shit you not, I just used whatever that I had left over. It doesn't really matter that much. You're just trying to use characters that have like skills and passives that will buff Outsider. Okay, that's really what it is. For our second combat partner for Outsider, we have Daphne, who kind of took me by surprise, because I've been going through every single character and their skills to see what kind of like sticks out. She has a lot hidden in her kit that you wouldn't really expect, and I was kind of shocked. Okay, so she heals and she buffs. She's like, in my opinion, like the ultimate combat like support partner. Like, she's great. Okay, she's so good. So her normal skill basically slows enemies and heals people like in the radius. Okay, so the healing is nice, especially when using Outsider, but the buff is what's interesting. Okay, the buff is what's interesting, because we have repulsion synthesis, heal self and allies, applying purification formula, which if you look gains bonus animo damage, and if you look additional damage 14.6%. The caveat being you have to make sure that you're close to Daphne, right? So 14.6% additional animo damage. It doesn't say animo damage, this is additional damage, but it's specific, gains bonus animo damage. That's a lot. But wait, there's more. We can look at her passive, and right on the bloody end, increases crit chance for self and allies. It's 40% chance boost. It's not straight up 40%, it's a 40% chance boost, but I'll still take it. That sounds like a lot to me. Don't know about you guys, but that sounds a lot. So she's giving you a 40% crit chance boost, along with a 14.6% animo damage bonus. That paired with Truffle and Filbert, okay, doing a 61% damage boost when Filbert's doing their skill, okay? There's a lot going on here, and Outsider is getting a mega buff. And of course, if you have Psyche, just replace Outsider with Psyche, and you're golden, and you're probably going to be way off even better. That's kind of interesting. Again, for weapons, I just use whatever the fuck was left over. I'm be so honest, it doesn't really matter too much. It genuinely really doesn't matter to me. As you can see here, I literally look at the look at what I'm using. That my Filbert has weapons that isn't leveled. Okay, I'm using a polearm that's like kind of like useless on Magi. It's like, you know, it's rough out here, man. What can I say? It's rough out here. I just used whatever was left over, and it was fine. But I'll give you a quick, I guess, run through of how this exactly worked, and how we were able to progress this. for both sides. We'll go for the act 2 just so that I can talk and play at the same time. That's what we'll do. Okay, so here we are. We have Lynn right now. I shit you not, I'm pressing my genie mod, I'm pressing Q, and I'm holding down my button. I'm just holding it down. Look, my sanity is barely draining. She's just murdering. I'm not moving. You stand still and you win. Like, she's literally she's literally that great. You stand still and you fucking win. It's literally easy mode when you play with Lynn. Okay, don't bother leveling anyone else. Okay, don't bother leveling anyone else. All you need is Lynn. All you need is Lynn. And now we're heading to the final trial, where it's the most piss easy thing of your life. You just press the button and you hold it down. Like, it's that simple, guys. It's literally that easy.
Not bad, I must say. Keep it up.
Okay, now we move for a bit. We move for a bit. We'll do a little bit of melee. See if we have. Oh, we can use our range. Oh, we wait. It's for our Sally to recharge a little bit.
Think you can get away. Destroy.
And now we can use our E to get rid of all these little ads.
I'm gonna kick your asses.
We still have 2 minutes left, by the way. Yeah, we still have 2 whole minutes left.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
And then here we go. We finish this off right here.
Now I'm mad. Meaningless struggles. Show me what you're made.
I'm literally just standing still.
Show me what you're made.
And we just finish it off. If you get that earlier, then you'd kill her way quicker than that. Easy, no stress, all goodness. Now it's time to have a look at Outsider. Now, Outsider is a little bit different, and you really have to be careful of how you group up mobs with Outsider, I've realized. I've had runs where it didn't work because I had terrible grouping.
Finish this quickly.
And this is the one that had pretty bad grouping. I'm not gonna lie. This map kind of sucks. There's like too many levels that it's just really bad. So I'm pressing my E, using it to get 2 of the fangs. Wait until I get a fang up. I'm not getting hit. It's fine. Okay, I'm waiting until I have two fangs. 2 fangs. As soon as you have 2 fangs, use his Q. Two fangs, go again. 2 fangs, go again. And cleared. As you can see, he always has an S combo. Because he's all about just quickly melee attacking. That's his whole thing. Again, grouping is really the main thing here. Q again. 2 fangs.
Cherish your last glimpse of the world.
And it's that simple too.
For the peace that will come one day. How much longer must the flames
There we go. Immediately have two. Nice. I wish it was a bit more obvious to tell how many fang stacks that you have. It's very small in the middle of the screen. A two again.
Playtime
Again.
Time to get serious.
And he gets the job done. Obviously, he relies mainly on having his like ultra shield for survivability. So honestly, even using like the MC with Outsider is probably also going to be okay because he does give that shield bonus to Outsider. See, the grouping on this one is not as good. Everyone's kind of spread out.
How much longer must the flames of war demand our blood?
And there we go. That one was a little bit too close for comfort, actually.
The peace that will come one day.
I hate this ability, bro. This ability sucks because you can't really do anything. You just have to sit here and like put your fingers in your ass and hope to God nothing happens to you. It's so goofy.
Cherish your last.
How much longer must the flames of war demand our blood?
No! No, you bitch! No! No! I got caught! I got cocked! I got caught! You see that? I just got cocked!
Big chaos.
I just got mega cocked! What? What did you do? What? What the bro? Okay, that's so ass. That's so ass, bro. I actually just got mega. Okay, whatever. Whatever.
Hang in there.
Ow, ow, ow. Not again. Oh my god. Bro, that weakness mega fucked me. Oh my god. It legitimately mega fucked me. Like, oh my god.
Playtime's over. Time to get serious.
Okay, finally. Holy fuck.
How much longer
Alright.
must the flames of war demand our blood?
Thumbs up. Nice. Alright, finally. Holy fuck. Okay, finally. Holy fuck. All right. All right. All right. All right. Ow, ow, ow. All right. 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 Thumbs up. Nice. And it's basically rinse and repeat for the whole thing. It's literally rinse and repeat for the whole thing. Even for Act 3, I used the same stuff for both sides, and it was pretty straightforward. Again, Lynn was a beast. Outsider, he requires a little bit of, you know, getting right. Make sure you're grouping right. Make sure you're using your fangs properly. Immortal repertoire, I didn't even bother trying properly. I just know that you need to be at least trial rank like 55, because I think that enemies go up to like 100. So yeah, there ain't no way. There ain't no way y'all are doing that right now. But no, that's how to do the first first 3 acts. This just what worked for me. It doesn't require too much investment. It's pretty straightforward. Just remember to invest in your pyro and your animo characters. They're important. They're important. You can listen. This is a game where you can grind for whoever you want for however long you want. So if you want to be grinding for, I don't know, whoever, rhythm like me, and then you're like, oh wait, actually I should probably I need like a pyro character, you can still do that. I did it. Just get Lynn. You don't need a character that needs nocturnal echoes. Okay, you don't need that. You don't need that for Lynn. Okay, she's pretty easy to get. So that's my recommendation. The minimal investment, high efficiency Immersive Theatre. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all. I'm live almost every day on Twitch. So if you want to see me struggle and fail at this game, come over to my Twitch. If I said anything that you disagree with, react to this video. What can I say? I appreciate y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Twitch.tv/Captain Cabinetz, Captain Cabinetz.